Good morning, KE. We're going to read our morning message together, so make sure that you follow along with my arrow. Good morning, KE. Today is Wednesday, May 27th, 2020. If you are having trouble reading, what are a few tips that can help you to decode words? Let's have a wonderful Wednesday. Love, Miss McDaniel. So, as the end of the year is approaching, it's really important that you're practicing reading your guided reading books and maybe even trying to move up a level. See if you can read the books that are a little bit higher than your level, since we've now been learning from home for a while and you should have been practicing reading all along. So, I really, really encourage you to try and check out some guided reading books that are a level up. So if you were a level B, maybe try reading a level C or a level D if a C is easy for you. So you can kind of try and see how far you think that you've moved up and which books are too easy for you and which books seem just right. So, while we practice learning to read, it's really important to remember some of the tips that we used to talk about to decode words. So, to try and sound out some words that you might not be able to recognize when you see them in a book. So, I want you to take a second to think about a few tips that you have that you use when you're reading to decode certain words that you don't know. So, go ahead and take a second to do that. Okay, so when you're reading, if you're having some trouble decoding words, there's a few things that you can do. If you have a word that you don't know, you can first try and sound it out, right? That's one way. Another way is you can look at the beginning sound and then look at the picture in the story. A lot of times the pictures are very helpful to try and figure out what the word might be that we're missing. So you want to try and look at the words, the pictures in the story, and the beginning sound of the word. So as you sound out this word, look at the picture, right? Sometimes we look at the picture and we just kind of guess a word, but it's really important to make sure that we're looking at the beginning sound to make sure that that word matches. For example, you might see a picture of a young dog and maybe you would assume that it's a puppy. So you might just say the word puppy, but the word actually might be dog. So it's important to make sure that we sound out and look at the beginning sound at least to help us while we're using picture clues for help. Another tip that really helps while you're reading is to make sure that you continue to use your finger on each word. For some of you, maybe you don't feel that you need that anymore, and that's okay. But for others, it is very important to make sure that you're putting your finger under each word so that we don't skip any words. That's also very, very important. So another way that you could help yourself to decode some words is to think about all of the different phonics tools that we have learned. So you can use your sight words. You know that you're practicing and memorizing your sight words. You can also use things like word families and digraphs. So now you know that when you see the the letters SH next to each other, it makes the sound sh instead of just sh, instead of s and h. So you know when you see SH, it's the sh sound. So when we use all of these phonics tools that we've been learning, that can also really, really help you to decode and sound out some words. So make sure that you're practicing some of those tools also. Okay, let's see. Today is still May, but we're almost done with May. It is Wednesday, May 27th, 2020. And the weather for today is supposed to be sunny. Today's supposed to be nice out, but I still see some clouds. So hopefully that sun comes through. But right now, this should probably be pointing at the partly sunny picture. Okay. For our share today, we're going to talk about what is your favorite breakfast food. So take a second and think about what your favorite breakfast food is, and then I'll share with you my favorite breakfast food. Okay, so My favorite breakfast food is eggs and toast or a smoothie. I said that they're both equally delicious, so it's a tie for me. It's hard for me to decide, but I do love both. So either eggs and toast or a smoothie. I would love to hear what your favorite breakfast food is and some tips that you use for helping you to read. So if you could share that with the class in the comments section below, that would be awesome. All right, guys, have a great day.